I've read about risks online of going too long without coming for men. Mm-hmm. Any truth to that at all?
It's there was this one study I dug into. It was about ejaculation frequency, and there was a pretty clear trend whereby after a week, if you don't bust a nut, you will have a big spike in testosterone. And then thereafter, you end up having this plateau effect where it doesn't stay high. It kind of like dips back down and then plateaus at baseline. So I think there's some sort of biological like rhythm to trying to drive you to do something. And then it's almost like with fasting. If people fast the first few days, you're super hungry. You have these biological urges to go eat and get nutrients. And then your body sort of shifts into like a anti-catabolic, more like sustained, just preserve yourself, hibernation mode. And I think that very much applies to ejaculation and sexual activity too. Like if you go too long without it, your body goes into a state of like seemingly adjusting to no sexual activity to some extent.
I am no longer a reproductive being.
Yeah, like I am.
Maybe I'm ancestrally, I am out on a hunt, or I'm lost somewhere, or I'm at war or something, and I need to just not be too concerned about this. So with that, if that was the case, and if this study was to be believed, and there's probably other factors and blah, blah, but that would suggest that around about a weekly to fortnightly cadence of either having sex or fapping would actually be an advantage, because I'm going to guess you only get this spike once. It's not like if you weren't to bust a nut again for the remainder of that month, you're not going to get weekly spikes each time. You get one and then it plateaus. So
you could repeat the cycle. If you ejaculated at one weekend, then you reset the clock every time. Yeah, but it's again, like I don't necessarily, this would be like a wild biohack to try and just recommend, and I don't necessarily like make sure you only bust once a week. Not saying that.
Yeah.
It's just if you were somebody who was to actually follow like what happens biologically, that seems to be in line with what happens. And a lot of people that do know FAP, they will also find that it's extremely difficult at the beginning, and then after a while, it's like, oh, it's not that bad anymore.
Well, is that maybe something that you actually want to be adapted for?
Yeah.
Is that actually something that, it's so interesting.
Yeah, and like, do you want to be in a state of, for example, perpetual fasting where you just don't desire nutrients? Like maybe if you're a bear who's hibernating, like, I don't know, but